Right.
So, Neil, here we are. Tommy Fagg, Fans Player of the Year.
Woohoo!
How would you describe the season as player and as our Player of the Year? Give us
Yeah,
a
it was
run-
obviously first half of the season before Christmas. We was obviously second, weren't we? Arguably second, and then after that it became a bit of a challenge. The games that we should have won, we made more difficult for ourselves. But that's going forward, that'll be a learning curve now that we've got to beat the easier ones instead of coming up thinking that all the hard games.
Yeah. I mean, the two games. I mean, East Grinstead conceded 129 goals. We only put 4 of those in 2 games past them.
No.
So there's things that we won both games, but there's things that other teams did that we didn't at certain times in the season.
It's one of them, isn't it? Like it depends on when you catch them. Like at some point they're going to beat someone.
Yes.
So they're going to become a difficult team at some point.
Yes.
So when we went there, obviously that's a game we had to win, but it was all about just staying professional and
keep calm under that pressure.
It's 1-0, it's 1-0, it's 8-0,
Yep.
it's 8-0, do you know what I mean? But it was just a matter of going there and just getting the job done. And I think that's what we should have done more of the second half of the season, was bide our time, not rush things. We create chances for fun, like they're just putting them away, do you know what I mean? Like most games we could be 10-0 up, do you know what I mean?
Could be,
but
quite easily.
Converting them chances,
I mean,
that taking your time. Your first game, which would have been Sheffield.
Yeah.
And it didn't come immediately.
No, exactly,
but there was no element of panic. Was it 53 minutes KC scored?
Yeah, that was.
But there was no panic at all.
No.
So it just shows you we know we can score.
Yeah, and on paper, I think there's not a team that I don't think will beat us individually. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. I mean, we won 4-2 down at Three Bridges in the rain. Drew 2-2 with them in the sunshine. They're a very good side because they knock the ball around very quickly. I think they got some young players from Crawley and Brighton and places like that, and they do that very, very well. I mean, we now know what we need next season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think there's, the pressure might be on a little bit more next season. How do you feel about that?
I feel like the team that we had, we should have obviously been in playoffs. I agree. I think that should have been a must really, but didn't work out that way. And obviously finished strong, so it gives the supporters something to look forward to next year.
Definitely.
Whatever goes on with management or whatever, I think like Franny and Watty, they're a good combo. Like going into the last half of the season, like everything about it.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you can say.
I heard some voices coming out of the Seven Oaks changing rooms at half-time last week. I thought, hang on, we're winning.
They're both winners, do you know what I mean? They're both winners. They're both
absolutely.
And what they do is good. Do you mean that?
Their expectation levels are high.
Yeah, exactly. And the information for the detail, the smaller things, is good.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
I've always loved it towards the end of the season. Like, always loved it. And it was just one thing that now, at this point of this run, you don't want the season to finish. Because
we're just starting to come good again. And if this had been 2 months ago, the sky was the limit.
Like if you look at it in a whole, it's you come up from the league. It's a good season. Like I think
it's four out of the top 6 all came up this season.
So that's a massive testimony.
Of all of it, it's been a good season. Frustrating that we didn't get in the playoffs. So I think if we did, I reckon we would have done it.
Yeah.
But it's one of them. For next year, it's just even more.
I say we took 2 seasons to go up from the scaffold. Let's take 2 seasons and go and make sure we do it next season.
But now, we finished on the higher, and then now you know where the bits you want to adjust. So going into next season, we'll come out stronger.
We should do, And, quick one now. Today's game, nice day, sunshine. Give me 3 words that sum up your opinion of today. Just 3 words.
3 words.
3 words to today's game.
3 words.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's too many words to say. 3 words. A class performance, I'd say. I think as a whole, obviously going in, it can go 2 ways in it. They've got nothing. They won the league. So however they come back.
And I think they thought they owed us one.
Yeah.
Definitely after what happened down there.
They didn't go light today. They went out.
No, they went. They brought a nice, decent crowd of supporters. We had a bit of fun and games with, but
And it's good for the boys. Obviously, we knew to get into the playoffs, it would be a fucking miracle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So boys could have gone in there frustrated and not whatever, but everyone put on a past performance today.
Yes, they did.
And I think they've done themselves justice.
We turned around and said, we're not responsible for the other results, but if we see our team battle the way they can, this is how we want the season to end.
Exactly.
If it has to end. If we could have got on, great, but you know what? even against the champions, we didn't roll over.
Yeah. And that's, I think that's what we want. I think when it got to the point on where it was getting to like the last 4 games, obviously we wanted to do ourselves, and we could still get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But the main thing was to make, like, keep the fans happy.
Personal pride as well.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
A lot of personal pride.
Yeah.
Goes with that.
So it's finished. As frustrating as it is, at least it's finished well.
One further question: West Ham or Tottenham?
That'd be fuming because he's Tottenham, but West Ham.
You're West Ham, are you?
My granddad. So, yeah.
But who do you want to go down?
Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham. They've got to go down, didn't they?
I don't know what the final scores were, but I think both were winning.
Yeah, oh, are they?
Yeah, I think so. Near
So
the
all
end.
we can say is thank you for everything.
Thank you.
And well
See you
done.
later on. Take care.
Yeah, see you next year.
Thank you very much.
So, here we are with Gary. First things first, Gary, how do you think the boys played today?
They were classy today. I thought they played really well. A little bit disappointed with the result. I think we deserved to win the game, if I'm honest. There was more chances for us, especially in the final third. But it will be absolutely horrendous if we didn't have got the point today from that last penalty. So that's right.
Were there many clubs in this division took 4 points off of the champions?
No.
No.
Not only that, we had Sittingbourne, we took 4 points off. We took 4 points off of Whiteley. Yeah. So they're in the top half. So yeah, we're a good team.
Yeah.
And as Neil pointed out as well, 4 of the top 6 are newly promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bitter pill to swallow, even though we played well in the last few games. Not to be in the playoff mix, that's a massive disappointment. It's football.
But as I pointed out to Faggy just now, okay, it's not what you wanted, but we took 2 seasons to get out of the scaffold.
Absolutely.
Let's only make it 2 in this division.
Yeah.
And I think now the way things are, we've got to be happy if that happens.
Yeah, I think we've had a few blips along the season. I think the first half of the season we were the team. We were up there. First, second, third, interchanging. Second half, I would say just after Christmas, maybe early January, was where it sort of like started falling away. When we went to Jersey, I think if we'd have beaten Jersey, we were 9 points clear of them. And that was, it seems like it was yesterday, but it was only a few weeks ago, really. And then
They saw that as their impetus, really, to come and they can beat Faversham, they can beat anyone, and that really gave them a buzz, didn't
exactly. And we were today. They were second at some point in the table when they were winning and Croydon were losing, but they've come third, and they're going to get a home tie in the playoffs, where it's a bit of a gutter because that I thought it should have been us.
Yeah, could have well been. Moving forward, obviously, not giving away any trade secrets, but for us, the season ends today. For you and the club, how do we look for timelines? Obviously, you're looking to appoint a manager or managerial team. How long is it before decisions are made about the squad? When do the squad get told? When are they back? And when do the Faversham we know and love get back in action?
So obviously we've been inundated with applications, with CVs. We've got them all in. I think there was 55 in total,
including Neil's.
Neil, he was the first one in.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He messaged me.
it? It was the first one in the bin and all.
He messaged me directly, which I was in confidence until right now.
Yeah, until right now.
He exposed us on.
Yeah.
But Neil is in there. We had 55 come in.
Must be a big bloody act.
We are in the process because obviously you've got to respect other teams and managers.
Yeah.
There's managers that have come in that are still in the mix for promotional playoffs and stuff. And until today, the league really finishes all but the playoffs. We've had to respect that. So we're trying to get down to about 5 or 6 that we think that are good, worthy applicants that can sit down and give us a proper conversation about this league and the next league and the next league. So that'll take place after the playoffs, which I think the playoff finals next Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
On Monday morning, everyone will get their application accepted next stage, or they will be told that it's thank you but no thank you. So that's where we're at.
So we're at that, and then I'm guessing it'll be a bit of a time after that. New appointments, then decisions made on the team.
Yeah, we're not going to mess about. We've got about from that point 10 days to announce the manager. So we want it done, dusted. So they come in. They've got a pre-season.
They've got a proper pre-season.
They've got time to recruit if they need to. We've got a great team, so it doesn't really need a lot of tinkering.
No,
if we can keep some players that we love and know very well that have got the club at heart, then we will. And as you know, football's a funny old game. And
if someone want to seek past just new, good luck to them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's going to be no spitefulness, bitchiness, or anything about it. They can
under two different managers with Tommy followed by Franny. We've seen different styles and that. So obviously, a big thing is going to be whoever's appointed. How do they want to play? What's the style going to play? And that will obviously determine what they're looking for in a team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Franny's he's had it dropped on him a couple of weeks ago. Can you do it for 4 games? Obviously, he's cut. Faversham's in his blood at the moment. He wants to do well for the club. He said, yes, I'll do it. He's brought Steve in, which is brand new to the players.
Yeah.
The feedback I'm getting is the players are loving what they're both doing.
Faggy alluded to that just now.
I think you're seeing football on the field, which is great. On our pitch, which should be the mecca of football on there, which they're playing really well. Weather, hard grounds at the moment. Last week, if we'd have won last week, it'd been a different game today. But then sitting on go and win, whatever, 3 or 4, whatever it is. I can't even look at the table at the moment. And then we come 2-2 with the champions, and then we end up finishing 7th behind Margate, which is like a double punch. But I would say Franny's done a great job. He's a great guy. And for me, because of the team in the changing room, he should be one of the front runners because he's got the group, the players.
He knows the players. And one of the things that we picked up, I think we both spoke to Franny, and one of the things we thanked him for was stepping at short notice, but getting the players having fun.
Absolutely.
And there was that period where it just looked, even before kick-off, he just looked and went, what's wrong?
Yeah.
We've got it all to play for.
There was a body language issue at times. There really was.
Franny's a non-league legend. And he's got a lot of contacts. He's got that adorable factor about him where who can get annoyed with Franny Collingwood? The problem I have with him is I love him a bit. But is he gonna be nasty when he needs to be? And I think if he can get that right, if he can get the nastiness right with the players, because you've got to be sometimes.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a top manager.
Yeah.
We'll have a chat next week because we're sitting down.
Yeah.
I love him a bit. He's a great guy, and as I said, no one's got a bad word to say about it.
No. I think for you, I think their reputation, their pedigree are all things you consider. But I think you also look at players and managers as a fit with the club.
It's all got to be a fit,
absolutely,
from top to bottom,
how
really,
we
isn't
are
it?
as a club, how we want to play, what we want to achieve, and I think all of them are factors you'll consider anyway.
There's no secret that we are ambitious and we want to get up the levels. And Tommy done a great job for us.
He did.
He got us up, and
let's be honest, he nearly did it at first attempt.
Absolutely.
But we just hemorrhaged a few too many points to be automatic. We unfortunately went on penalties, and then it sort of was out of our hands. But if it'd have had maybe, 6-8 more games, that could have been a different story.
Absolutely.
But then the season afterwards, it was fairly comfortable. A couple of little blips, but it was a fairly comfortable ride. And Tommy's, I think we all were grateful for that season.
Absolutely. Yeah. He was a good man.
He is a good man.
Good man.
He's a great guy, and it's a horrible conversation to have with him. We had the conversation, and I'm sure going forward in the football world, we'll have another conversation. If you're over a point, and we'll have a proper conversation. He's a human being which I really liked, and it was a hard thing to do, to pick the phone up.
I mean, he had the contacts in a lot of non-league teams. We got this squad assembled based on a lot of Tommy's contacts. So obviously going forward, whoever we're going to employ next time has to be somebody who's in the know, who can pull strings, get certain people. Even at loan level, obviously we might have you know, not arrangements, but good relationships with, you know, clubs like Bromley and, you know, Folkestone, which we always had, Maidstone we've always had. Maybe getting a couple of youngsters in from there.
Well, George Evans come down from Bromley, and then went on to be the EFL's youngest goal scorer
of the season. Yeah,
you know, if they're bonds that we can nurture,
yeah,
and it's good for them clubs, somewhere that they can send people to get minutes and games, and a team that's got ambition, not just kicking around middle or bottom of the table, but a team that you can see are making that effort.
Can I just change the subject quite, because I watch a lot of TV, and I'm watching this Border League business. Do you ever watch it?
I do, on a Monday night with Sky, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've seen 4 ex-Faversham Town players involved in it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously there was an issue with a player who was contracted for Dover Athletic, and he got his contract cancelled at Dover because he performed a day, you know, between a Saturday and a midweek game in this Baller League. What's your opinion on Faversham Town players being able to go and play, you know, for a few £100 on a Monday night in a 6-a-side tournament for half an hour? Would you be pro it, or is that down to the manager, and is that in their agreement?
It's not good for me. It's not good for this football club. So it's a no from me. I mean, we had some players last season that were playing Sunday League.
That's the other thing as well. Yeah.
And when we went up to this level, it was a no-no to play Sunday football. And I even though it's quite entertaining at the Border League,
it's fun. It's fun for the youngsters, isn't it?
I have to make decisions on this football club. It's not going to happen.
No.
And if you start picking up knocks in a separate league, with this season and last, we compared to some, we're quite a small squad, we're not too deep in every position. Some positions are better equipped than others.
Yeah,
I agree. And when these players get paid to play for Faversham Town football,
that's right.
You know, it's a case of if you can't play, you can't try on a Tuesday or a Thursday, then unfortunately you won't be in the team, which means you won't be at the club. So that's the stance on it, and I think it's great when they're on TV and they're playing in front of 2,000 or 3,000 people, and it's
a buzz for
great.
them.
It's great. I love it, but not when my Faversham Town players are involved. Not so much. If they go up a level, I think the higher you go, the worse it's going to be. So. Not for me, no.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's good.
So obviously a lot to look forward to next year. Having done it for a couple of years now, if you were thinking about it, come and get a season ticket, because as Neil said in his review, we've had a fantastic season. A lot more highs than lows. So we've had, and there was a blip where we weren't playing the football we associate with Faversham. But when you see games like today, you're taking on the champions and you're still trying to play football against them.
Absolutely.
That's worth every penny. The 3-3 against Sittingbourne, you can have the money for that. That was value.
That was
under
quality
the cosh,
football.
and to come back and do that against a now playoff squad, that shows a lot about the club. So
when you go head to head with the teams like your Whiteleafs and your Three Bridges that are up there in the playoff positions, you go head to head and take 4 points off both of them teams. You've got a good team. We have got a good team, and we've got a good support. The guys that travelled the 2,500-3,000 miles this year, home and away, whatever.
Cheers.
Are fantastic.
Every home and away game I've done. Every away game.
And
every home
I'm
game.
sure that next year, from a club point of view, we're going to give it a real go.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, we know what we've got to do to get it right. So let us do our job. Believe in the process, because it is fun.
Yeah.
We've got 12 weeks to make sure that July, when we have a pre-season up here, you can see a different kind of squad, a different kind of play, and I think they're the blueprint of Three Bridges this year, because they played relentless aggression football, but they played it in a good way on the floor.
They were
very classy.
Great to watch.
Even though we gubbed them up there, and they come down here today as champions. The Guard of Honour thing, I think, was perfect for them,
and well deserved.
Because we have to do that as a club.
Yeah.
Because we expected it last year, one team did it, one team didn't.
Yeah.
So we are the class act. We did
Yeah,
it.
but we showed Lordswood what it was all about, didn't we? By not doing it.
So again, you
Yeah.
know, next year we're gonna have a real go.
Yeah.
And that's.
But I think Three Bridges, like you say, they thought they owed us one. After we went down there and won 4-2, they had 2 sent off, which they weren't happy with.
After
They-
31 seconds, I thought we were in trouble.
I thought we were in serious trouble. But there again, you know, at the end of it all, we've got a good draw against a very, very good team who have basically torn most teams they've played a completely new one, haven't
Yeah,
they?
absolutely.
And they really have.
And again, you guys are like a fundamental part of this football club. We are family run, as in we've got a family attitude to the club. Mick, been amazing with your camp this year. Got to say, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Neil, the legend here.
Yeah, it's not
Absolute
possible
legend.
without Neil's knowledge and
Absolute.
opinion.
And the supporters, the halfway hours that go every game home and away. You know, I go to every game home and away, and it's great to see you guys on a Tuesday, pissing down the rain somewhere.
Middle of
We're there.
nowhere.
We're
Yeah.
there. But I'd like
One
to
of
thank
the
you lot.
things we'd also
But
say.
it's the middle of everywhere when we're there.
Middle of it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what we
exactly.
make it.
I like
That's what we
Exactly.
make it. It's the middle of everywhere when we're there.
One of the things I think we'd say to other fans is, obviously, the crowds have gone up over the last couple of seasons. But if you can make that effort for midweek or a Saturday away, come. The away games, we're the small support.
The
we're
camaraderie
under the cosh,
between
we're
the-
the ones
yeah.
getting under the skin of the other team.
Yeah.
And some of them are just great days out.
And the officials.
Yeah, trust me, when we're in the committee room having a chat, we want to be behind the goal with you. Don't
Yeah.
worry about that, because
Yeah.
we are fans as well.
Yeah, and that's what we appreciate, and we said about it. So we'll finish up one last.
Yeah.
As a fan,
Yeah.
not as a chairman, today's game in 3 words.
Very good performance.
Yeah.
Can't disagree with that. We'll look forward to the comings and goings, and looking forward to the start of pre-season.
Yep.
Yep.
And as we always say, up the lily white.
Up the
Lily
lily whites.